Let's start our today's Abhidhamma study. Paying homage to the Buddha, let's recite Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Welcome to Abhidhamma class, lesson 48. In this lesson, we are going to talk about how Abhidhamma knowledge can be applied into daily life. So this is an interesting topic. It's not reference to any specific area of Abhidhamma Sangha, and also not referring to any pages, but just we need to find the way how can we apply the Abhidhamma knowledge we have accumulated in this lesson series into our daily life. If we don't know how to use Abhidhamma teaching into daily life, it will not be much beneficial for your present life. But the knowledge will continue in its power for the next life to support or being as a paramita. But the best way is better to use our knowledge in daily life. So let's start our today's lesson. First of all, we have to make sure that what are the reality, and in the common way of living, we understand, we can classify the things and being around our environments. So animate beings, they are called lives and living beings, and inanimate things. But according to the Abhidhamma, both of them are the group of realities, and also the process of realities. Those arise due to their specific condition and disappear in the process. But in the common sense, we understand this is a living being. What types of being? And this is the things I'm using for what purpose? Now, what is this item's name, etc.? We can identify in our common sense, but it will be different from the ultimate things. In the ultimate things, they are only the process of ultimate reality. Those are consciousness, metals, and supramundane peace. But the supramundane peace cannot be found in daily life events and things, because it is out of the conditional realities. We can find only the process of conditional realities, chitta, chittasika, and matters in our daily life. But when you have successfully practiced the Vipassana meditation and attain the stages of enlightenment, and you can experience the fourth realities of supramundane peace, Nibbana. But the beings and things we know in our daily life are the group of ultimate reality according to Abhidhamma teaching. So this is the difference between the common sense understanding and the understanding in the Abhidhamma teaching. So if we analyze by Abhidhamma knowledge, we will get the process of mentality, the chitta and chittasika, inside ourselves and outside. Outside means the process of other living beings. And also the materiality inside and outside, in our body and outside the body. So in this way, we can identify by the Abhidhamma knowledge as the realities. Then, in common living for ordinary person, the ignorance cover the true nature and mislead the beings to know in different way or in wrong way. We know the things, we know the name of the things, we know the living beings and their name, but actually in the ultimate sense, they are different. We cling what we know in our common sense. It is different from ultimate sense. So it is the work of ignorance. Due to the ignorance, under the influence of ignorance, avijja, and the true nature of realities are hidden. We cannot see the true nature. But after understanding Abhidhamma, by the Abhidhamma knowledge, we can come to the true nature to uncover the layer of ignorance. When the ignorance is working, we know in wrong way, this is the being. But actually, just the name is not the problem, because we are using the concept. But the problem is after giving the name and with the assumption as this is the group of this is the being of things, or we have the clinging to them. We cling them by their name. We attach them, and our attitude change. It is different. The ultimate things, if you are approaching the things and being by the Abhidhamma knowledge, you just see this is the process of mentality and materiality. Nothing to cling, nothing to make attachment. But in the common sense, we know this is the person, this is my parent, and this is my brother, this is my friend, and this is the person who is not happy with me. We understand in different way. That is because of the influence of ignorance. So by the power of Abhidhamma or Abhidhamma knowledge, using the Abhidhamma knowledge we have to remind ourselves, I am the process of mentality and materiality. It's just a combination, and due to the condition, my life started and continuing. In the same way, the other are also arising due to the condition, and the events are arising. Things are arising. But if we can use in that way, Abhidhamma knowledge in our daily life, we can reduce the force of the ignorance, attachment, etc. So, under the influence of avijja, not seeing the true nature, the question arises, who or what created me? So if we put aside the Abhidhamma knowledge, without the Abhidhamma knowledge, which we are thinking, it is me. Who created me? Or what created me? And also, who created living beings and lives? And also the world. So who do that? Who did that? And we will find the answer of this question in wrong way, without the Abhidhamma teaching. And also, how is this war happening in our daily life? That things are theirs, why and how it happened. We are thinking about the things. We are thinking about the living beings. But the answer will not be correct, because we are thinking under the influence of ignorance, which misleads us to the different way from realities. So Abhidhamma trying to uncover the ignorance and show the reality, the true nature. That is why we will get the different answer if we use the Abhidhamma knowledge. And according to the Abhidhamma teaching, so to answer the question from the Abhidhamma point of view, life is created by karma. Our life is started due to the karma. So karma, not only a single item with the avijja, tanha, craving, and upadana, clinging. So working together by these factors of condition, the karma create the life. So it gives rise the rebirth linking consciousness. Sometimes there are rebirth linking matter in the asanya satta, non-percipient being. So it doesn't matter to be born as a being. We started from the rebirth linking consciousness or the matter, or both of them, the consciousness and materiality together. The karma with avijja, tanha, upadana, it created, which is called the pratisandhi. That is the beginning of the life. So our life started from the pratisandhi, the rebirth linking. Then a life continued during the course of existence, which is called the bhavati, after the pratisandhi moment, after the death moment. It continued with the successive generating process of result, so result of karma. And also the other condition. They are, as you know, consciousness, manifest consciousness, the nutriment and temperature are the other condition for the materialities. So our mental process and material process are continuing. So they are produced by their respective condition. By the Abhidhamma knowledge, you can analyze this is the condition, and these are the condition, and these are the result. So due to the condition, the result are arising and continuing, the life cycle is running. That is why in our life, we can find the condition and their result, if we see from the Abhidhamma point of view. So even the inanimate things, not living beings, we can see the condition. Due to the temperature, they are changing because they don't have a mind, they don't have the mentalities. So in this way, we know the life created by karma, and the others inanimate things are created by their respective condition. So condition and result, continuing the process. And during the life, the new karma of new action are performed during the life. So we can identify ourselves during our daily life. In our daily life, we are thinking and we are making the action of mentality. Only in the mentality, we feel something and we react in the active form of greed, hatred, delusion, etc. And also the sattva or mindfulness, kindness, etc. in the positive side. So even in the mind, we are performing the action from the subjective side. And we perform in the verbal action. So we speak good, sometimes bad speech. Then we perform bodily action in both sides of good and bad for the ordinary person. So in this way, three actions, those can be the condition for the next life, are performed in the life. So we find the cause and effect. In the past, we had done the cause, and the result is continuing. Then during this present life, in our daily life, we are performing the action, which can be the cause for next life. And also, it can produce some result in this very life. So if we know that the karma create the life due to the creation of the karma, due to the production of the karma, it is resolved. Our life is continuing. So sometimes some people are thinking that love is to be happy or to enjoy or something like that. So it doesn't matter. And so do good thing so that we can happy in our daily life. Then we have to think for the next step, who created the karma? So karma created the result, and who created the karma? And the answer already mentioned in the previous slides. So here the karma reference to the action, the deed or volitional action, that can produce the result. So that the meaning, the karma where we perform, or what is mean karma, the Buddha teaches that it is the volition or cetana of the volitional action. Because that is karma, I declare, this is the test the Buddha and taught to the monks. Having will, so this refers to the intentional karma. One accomplished karma by body, by speech, and by mind. So it means that the person is performing or doing its own karma by 3 ways: kaya, vajaya, manasa. Kayina, vajaya, manasa, by body, speech, and mind. So the karma can be different into 3 types: bodily action, kaya karma, verbal action, vachi karma, and mental action, mano karma. Now, we are trying to identify what is the cause according to the Abhidhamma knowledge. So we already know these, what are the karma and the karma produced. In the former lesson, we have already studied in chapter 1, the consciousness, type of the consciousness. In chapter 2, mental fetters and the association of mental fetters, how the mental fetters arise together with the type of the consciousness. And when the consciousness types, specific types of the consciousness arise, what types of mental fetter can be accompanied? So in this way, we already learned. And in chapter 3, we already analyzed the consciousness and mental fetter into different way of feeling or the roots or the function that they can perform in their intrinsic nature, and their base and their door and their objects. So in this way, we already understand about the mentality. And in chapter 4, we already study the process of mentality, how they arise in the process. And chapter 5 mentioned about the karma and life and the plane of existence, etc. Then in the chapter 6, we already studied about the materialities. So already finished at the end of the chapter 6, the supramundane peace is mentioned. So we accomplished to study about the all 4 ultimate realities. Then now we are trying to collect some specific information to apply into our daily life. So now thinking about the karma, because our life is produced by karma as a result of the karma. Started at the beginning. So what types of consciousness and mental fetter arise, we already know. And it can continue during the life, the mental process and material process. So now we need to use them in our daily life. Then we have to classify the karma are done in 3 ways. Then it can be 2 types: wholesome, unwholesome, and wholesome. Sometimes we perform the unwholesome action and sometimes wholesome action. So they are unwholesome karma and wholesome karma, they can be the cause. So in our daily life, whatever we are performing the action or doing the karma, creating the cause that can produce good and bad result in our life. So these types of karma can be classified into 2. Some karma lead to run in the round cycle of rebirth, the area of suffering, which is called samsara in Pali. So the karma can produce the result in the samsara. That is called Vadakami karma. It is forced create the life in the cycle of rebirth. We are born by that type of karma as a human being. And also for some animals, they are born by that type of karma. And also for the Deva and Brahma, all living beings are born due to that types of karma, Vadakami karma. Because that types of karma force us to step any life in the round cycle of rebirth, and also forced to continue. Then another type in our daily life, we can perform another type, different prong. The first one, the Vivadagami karma, which is called the Vivadagami karma. That karma leads us to emancipation from the round cycle of rebirth. It is forced, leads to the emancipation, so which is called nibbana. It is out of the round cycle of rebirth. So Vivadagami karma can be in both sides of unwholesome and wholesome. Sometimes we perform the wholesome karma with the expectation, happiness in the human life and Deva realm and Brahma realms. They are Vivadagami karma. They force us to live in the good life. But sometimes, although we don't have any expectation to be reborn in the miserable worlds, apaya, but if we had done the unwholesome karma, their force will work according to intrinsic nature. They force us to be born in the miserable realm as animals, or to be born in hell or hungry ghosts, etc. So these two types of karma are forcing. But for the Vivada karma, which lead to the nibbana, emancipation from the round cycle or rebirth, it must be only the wholesome karma. With the intention to attain the nibbana, we perform the wholesome karma. They are the second types of Vivada karma. So in our daily life, as long as we are doing these first types of karma, we will be running in the cycle of rebirth. We were reborn sometime in the lower realm and sometime in the higher realm, but still in the area of suffering, samsara. So we have to perform the karma which lead to the emancipation from the round cycle of rebirth, the nibbana. With the expectation of nibbana, we have to perform that types of karma. So this is two types of karma. And so let's take a see. What is the samsara? From the Abhidhamma point of view, samsara is not the specific separate area. It is just the process of aggregate, basis, khanda, ayatana, and element dhatu. So the process, if we analyze the ultimate reality by way of khanda, they are 5. If we analyze the ultimate reality by way of ayatana basis, they are 12 bases. If we analyze by way of elements, they are 18 elements. The process is running. But if we analyze from the ultimate reality, they are only 4. But the process is not, the nibbana is not included in the process of samsara. So if we analyze by mentality and materiality, they are only 2. So the process of mentality and materiality, or aggregate, or base, or element, whatever you say by the name, it is just the process due to the condition it rise and continue. It is called the samsara. So samsara is not referring to the next life and past life. It's referring to the process. So you can find that process in your daily life. We can find it in our daily life. That is samsara. We are now in samsara. So some people are thinking that if we die and continue for the next life, it is samsara. But actually, we now living in samsara, performing the action which can be the cause to run around the samsara. So it is running on, never turning back to the beginning. So continuing. Because it is continuing, it is changing all the time. The process of mentality and materiality, or the process of aggregates, the process of basis, the process of element. You can analyze from different way according to Abhidhamma, but it is just a process, a changing. So in your day-to-day life, the process are running hours to hours, minutes to minutes, and second to seconds, and moment to moment. So it is changing. You already understand the ultimate reality and their process with their condition. So if you apply that knowledge into your daily life, you will see the process is running and changing by the time, and from moment to moment. So if we look back, we ourselves create our own karma, and karma create the samsara, starting the life, forcing to continuing. So in this way, the karma is creating our samsara, and we ourselves are creating our own karma. When it is in daily life, in day-to-day life, you are doing the action. You cannot live without doing any action also. At least your mind is working. Your mind is running inside that the volitional and mental action are there. You can shut up your mouth, not speaking anything, good or bad. You can keep for some time, for some minutes, and not moving your body so that you can avoid the bodily karma. But you cannot stop your mind, mental process. It will continue. But only the moment of the Nirodha Samapatti, those can have that can be encouraged by Anagami and Arha. Only that moment, mental process cease. But in other moment, the continuing. So there, the mental process is running. So we are creating our karma in our daily life. So when in every days or every hour, every minute, every second, in every mind moment in the concreted process. So it is the karma we are performing, we are creating the karma that has the power to create our samsara, to continue our samsara. So the karma refers to the power of volition and in the mental process during your three actions of daily life. So if you analyze what you are doing in a day, you can classify into three types: mental, verbal, and bodily action. They are the karma. And also the volition in the process of mentality or chittaviti, not in the bhavanga, in the moment of bhavanga. That is not the karma. Or in the moment of the functional consciousness or resultant consciousness, in the process of cognitive process, that is called the wholesome and unwholesome. In every mind moment of wholesome and unwholesome, the karma is created in our daily life. So the two types of mental process in our daily life when we are awake. So in the awakening times, the cognitive process, which is called the chitta viti or viti chitta in the viti chitta in Pali, it arises. That types of process is running when we are awakening. And between two process of two cognitive process, and also we are sleeping. At the time of we are sleeping, the Utimutta Chitta, especially the life continuum of Bhavanga. We already studied it in the chapter 3, the function of the rebirth linking function and Bhavanga life continuum function, and that they are out of the cognitive process. So they are called the Vitimutta. Now we understand, based on the knowledge we have accumulated during the lesson series of Abhidhamma, we understand the two processes of cognitive process and Bhavanga process running in our life. But we have to be careful when the awakening time cognitive process arise, because the volition is called the Gamma. That is powerful to manage our life, to force us to live around the samsara. Then when we are awakening, so the 6 applications are running in the awakening hour of our life. So if we look back in our daily life, so we have eye, ears, nose, tongue, and body and mind as an internal basis. In combination with the external basis of, which is called the object, the visual form, sound, smell, taste, tangible object, and mental object. 6 types of consciousness are arising in our daily life. You see, at that moment, eye consciousness arises in your mind, in your mental process, in your life. And in the same way, ear consciousness when you hear, nose consciousness when you get smell, tongue consciousness when you taste something, and body consciousness when you are aware of the tangible object. And other than these 5 times, the mind consciousness is arising in your awakening hour. So in every process, it can be any of unwholesome karma or wholesome karma containing in the process as a volitional action, either the mental, verbal, or physical, bodily action. So when you are awakening, if you close your eye and consider about what happened in my mental process, and you will see, oh, I'm seeing. When I see something wholesome or unwholesome, and a specific types of the process is running. Or when I hear something, listening to the explanation about the Abhidhamma, your mind is following to the Abhidhamma teaching. At that time, wholesome consciousness containing the wholesome volitional action, wholesome karma, your ear consciousness arising. So eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, body consciousness, tongue consciousness, and body consciousness, those are the resultant consciousness. That is why we cannot say there is good or bad, wholesome or unwholesome. They are just resultant. But the jhana moment which follow to that eye consciousness, which is called the same process, there it can be different, wholesome or unwholesome. In this way, we are accumulating our unwholesome karma or wholesome karma in our daily life. That is why we have to aware when we see something to maintain the wholesome state, when we hear or when we get the smell, etc. So in every time, every awakening hour, if you have the mindfulness and you can observe your mental process, what happening, how happening, then you can understand this is the only 6 types of consciousness, like the 6 applications they are running in our mental process. Like material device, our bodies. Based upon that bodies, 6 types of application are running in our daily life. Whether it can be any of the good and bad, wholesome and unwholesome. So this is the process of the dependent origination. So here, the basis, starting from the basis, that the base, which is called the Chalayarana. So eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind, they are called these Chalayarana, the internal basis. Based upon the internal basis, there are the context. So with the combination of the object and internal base, so 6 outside base, external base, and 6 internal base. In combination of these 2 types of reality, there another reality of the context arise. So the context leads to the feeling. Feeling lead to craving, etc. It can continue in the process of dependent origination. So this is how the cycle of rebirth is continuing. But sometimes when the craving is not arising, and awareness, mindfulness, and the positive mental factor take place, and the continuing can be reversed. So 6 types of context based upon the 6 base, so eye context, etc., arise due to their they come into the present moment of both object and our sensitivity and heart base. So based upon them, these conditions, 6 types of application are run in the consciousness as a consciousness, and 6 contact and 6 feeling. So phassa, vedana. So we feel. Based upon the feeling we get it through the context, our mind lead to the sometimes craving, sometimes lead to the anger and disappointing, like this. So in this way, we created the karma. Sometimes we satisfy and we develop our confidence, loving kindness, and in the positive side, it leading to the good life. And if unwholesome mental factor arise, it is leading to the miserable realm, lower realms of existence. So in this way, we understand the process of mentality and materialities are arising, conditioning for the next one, and continuing in the samsara. In day-to-day life, we are performing the action. Okay, so we have to know when Abhidhamma knowledge can be applied into daily life events and action. So we are performing with or without Abhidhamma knowledge in our daily life, performing the action. We encounter the events. So we can classify our life into 2 types. So one is in common living, and sometimes you meditate, it is them in the meditation. So we cannot, most of us are not meditating for long times. So we may meditate for some hours in a day, but we live in common living in most of hours of the days. So we have to count how many hours do we meditate in our daily life. So you have to ask your question, this question to yourself. Okay, so I just meditate a few hours or a few minutes in a day. So many hours we live in common living. So for the meditation, most of us are accumulating a good life, good karma for the good life, and sometimes we expect for the emancipation of nibbana. So at that time, we accumulate the vivuttakamic karma. For that time, we don't need to worry. But for the common living, we have to care to maintain in a good condition. So in our day-to-day life, we encounter something and automatically our reaction come out. But those who have the Abhidhamma knowledge need to regulate his or her mind in common living to be in a wholesome side, because we all are expecting for happiness and a good condition in everywhere, every life, every corner of the life. So you can encounter the condition or situation under your control and the situation out of your control. So even the condition can be under control or out of our control. That is why we have to understand the appearance of the condition. Then, due to the condition, the process of resolve continue. And sometimes the disappearance of the condition, so which can be the condition of the mentality and materiality. On the other hand, it is called the five aggregates. The condition of the five aggregates. Sometimes you can manage your mind. So first of all, you can manage your mind and your speech and your action. So three karma, which is the condition. At that time, we call that is under your control, the condition, because you can manage the condition for next life. At the present moment, for example, the present moment karma to maintain, to be in wholesome side, wholesome way of thinking and good way of thinking, kusala karma, good way of speaking, good way of adding by your body. So at the time, due to the samudaya, the appearance of the condition, the result will continue, result will come out. And then it will not stop there, and it will change to the next moment, then disappear. And new condition or new things will arise. So new five aggregates will arise. So if you can keep them still under control, to keep in the wholesome side, it will continue. Otherwise, it will change to the unwholesome side. So after arising, it will disappear. After arising, it will disappear. Everything, good and bad. So in every moment, you have to focus in your daily life. You have to remind yourself to manage. But if you have the practice for that, become more comfortable. At the beginning, it will not be easy. Even to aware of ourselves is not easy. The managing or keeping in the wholesome side were more difficult at the beginning. But sometime later, and the power will not stop there, the power of regulating or the power of awareness, the power of mindfulness has developed into some stages. Then it becomes easier. So in daily life, even though you can encounter the situation you like or you don't like, and you have to try to manage the condition, not following to the result, the condition. So if you see something you like, not following by attachment or craving, just to try to understand this is in the process. Something good, okay, this is due to the good condition. Something bad, it is due to the bad condition, you can apply your understanding of Abhidhamma, your knowledge of Abhidhamma in your daily life. When you see something good or bad, when you hear also, maybe you like or you don't like, it doesn't matter. It will not change. Good in its nature, bad in its nature. It does not follow your will. That is why you have to make your mind to adapt the situation and try to accumulate the powerful mentalities, which is the powerful mentality reference to that, the wholesome mentalities. So in this way, you can apply your Abhidhamma knowledge, the real life, the day-to-day life, applying to the realities. That is called the pi aggregates. Then, okay, so that the mental condition of the way of thinking process on them, it means the process of mentality and the process of materiality, or in the other hand, the process of five aggregate were running in cycle or rebirth, samsara. The way of samsara is that. Your life is also that, the mental process, material process. Due to the condition, good and bad can be different. But the attitude or the mental condition or mental state you hold is the different, it has a different condition. You know that sometimes you hear the voice, you get angry. And another time you can be happy. So even the same types can make the different way of thinking in your process. When your family member speak anything to you, sometimes you happy. Sometimes, it changes due to the condition, different condition. The way of thinking changes. You are not happy for that. That is why the events and the situation will not change, because they are the resultant process. What can change it? Your mental condition or your way of thinking process toward the situation and toward the things and toward the living being can change by your power, your attitude. So you can manage your mental condition and your way of thinking toward your everything in your daily life. When you see your friends, and you have to train yourself to have your mental condition in wholesome side, not to attach, not to get angry, not to be under the forgetfulness. Then you have to be aware, I'm seeing my friends. You can develop the good condition of mentalities, mental process, loving kindness, compassion, etc. So in this way, you can manage your daily life, your mentality in the daily life, and also the managing the conditioning or the adding in the proper way toward the conditioning of the materiality you can and manage for your body too. So this is the process what you can manage by applying the Abhidhamma knowledge. So this is called that Yoniso Manasikara. Yoniso Manasikara, which is called the proper attention or wise reflection. We can get that state of a positive energy of the proper attention or wise reflection based on the right understanding. So right understanding, reference to the Abhidhamma knowledge. Here, right understanding. I mean that right understanding. So applying Abhidhamma knowledge into daily life, this is the beyond the combination of mentality, materialities, due to the condition they arise like this. If you can keep that in Abhidhamma knowledge into your daily life, you have the right understanding because you are not influenced under the ignorance. Then, based upon that right understanding about the realities, you can hold the proper attention. Everything will change. Only the power of karma will continue to proceed the samsara, to drive the samsara. So in this way, if you have that kind of right understanding, you can keep your mind in the wholesome side to be happy in the present time and in the future. So that is called the wise reflection. So you have to reflect in every moment of your daily life. You have to keep proper attention in every moment of your daily life if you use Abhidhamma knowledge in your daily life. So using the Abhidhamma knowledge in our daily life, we can take the reality. We can extract the realities from the events and things. From the events, so eating, walking, cooking, worshiping, meditating, or meeting your friends, or having some problem with your, how to say that, your neighbor or your friends, etc. Every event you can extract out the reality. So eating, sometimes if you are eating carelessly, without any awareness, the craving or attachment toward the food that you are eating, or craving, or sometimes if you don't like what you are eating, you get angry, or sometimes under the influence of ignorance, you are not knowing anything, good or bad, something like this. So from the eating, you can extract out the reality. From the walking, during the walking, what happened? Your body, the process of materiality is moving forward. That also changing. They're moving forward, walking step by step. And your mind, you're thinking about someone, you're thinking about something. It can be good and bad in both sides, in any side of good and bad. Walking, so you can take off the materiality mentality. And also when you are cooking something, the mental process is running, and also your material process is running. And worshiping, meditating, you are sitting there, material process is arising and disappearing, your mind sometimes keeping with them, their materialities, and sometimes going out thinking about something like this. So in every event, you can extract out the reality, reference to the reality. This is wholesome consciousness, this is unwholesome. And I don't know, it's under the influence of moha, delusion. Oh, I could not aware that, like this. So in every events of your life, daily life, and when you see the living being or family members or friends or pets or birds, the living being, so it is the combination of two processes of mentality and materialities. You can take out the materiality, the process, only the realities, if you see from the Abhidhamma point of view. Then, if you see the inanimate things or house, food, table, computer, mobile phone, etc., they are just the process of materiality, the group of materiality due to the temperature, they are arising like this. So in this way, you can apply the Abhidhamma knowledge in your daily life, the purpose of using the Abhidhamma knowledge is to regulate our emotion, our thought, our speech, and our action. So if we can regulate our emotion, thought, speech, action, etc., that will bring the comfortable and the happiness in our life, into our life in samsara, and also that will bring the mental state that experience the nibbana, and during the life after that, and attain the final emancipation of nibbana. So we have to regulate emotion, thought, speech, and action by using our Abhidhamma knowledge in our daily life, keeping the wise reflection, yoniso manasikara, in our daily life. So now I'm going to stop here my explanation how to apply Abhidhamma knowledge into our daily life. May all of you be successful in your applying Abhidhamma knowledge into your daily life and attain the Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We'll first read the questions sent in by participants and then take questions from the floor chat.
Okay. Okay, Janice.
Let me share the screen. Bhante, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Thank you, Bhante. Okay, first question, Bhante. Could Sayadaw explain what is the meaning of samsaric habit? We may have very deeply rooted habits or mental behaviors. Sometimes we are not even aware of them, and they are influencing our life a lot. Are these also considered as samsaric habits? How do we identify our samsaric habits, and how do we change them? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so this is the usage of samsaric habit. So, so if we define that the usage, the habit that follow a life to another life. You know, if we play something in any the musical instrument, or if we when we are playing that and we like a lot and we develop our attachment toward that playing, and next life also we attach on that situation like this. So that may be considered as the samsaric habit to continuing carrying the habit is carried life to life. But as you know, everything is under the changing, impermanent. So there's samsaric habit also not the permanent item, permanent entities. It is also changing. It arises due to the condition. So there must be the condition which can stop it. There's a strong attachment to that, something good and something bad, which is carried, the habit is carried to life, maybe is to the many life. That can be considered as samsaric habit. But yeah, it can influence a lot on our life. But if we are aware that this is very strong habit, if it is good and we can carry on, if it is not really good, and we have to try to find another condition to stop that, the opposite condition to stop that habit. So we can identify that samsaric habit if it is very strong, but we are not so sure. In order to identify, you need to see it continue life to another life for many life. But if we just see it is very strong, so we have to aware that there can be that kind of habit. If it is good, okay, no problem. We have to try to carry on. And if it is not good, we have to find the opposite way to stop them. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. I will read the other question.
Okay.
Dear Bhante, if it is good condition, it may be easier for me to control myself not to arise greed and attachment. But it is bad condition, for example, where I'm really sick and suffering a lot of bodily pain, then sometimes it's really difficult to control the discomfort and anger mind to arise. Could Bhante advise how should we maintain wise attention during this time? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, very good question. It is not only for you, it is for mostly for everyone. This kind of mental situation happening. So sometimes easy, sometimes difficult, but we have to remind us because this is beneficial. So maintaining the wise attention is beneficial to us. That is why we are doing that, not because of it is easy. So if you can remind that in that way, so I am trying to hold the wise intention, not because of easy to do. It is because it is beneficial, or because it is the cost to happiness. So in this way, you can encourage or you can remind yourself. And also, if I can, another way of thinking is, if I can be successful to maintain wise intention this time, it will make more easier next time. Just to be successful for this time. If you are considering I'm not feeling well, tomorrow what happened like this, so it is not easy. You know that this time, so the power of tolerance is very useful or very important in this case. But sometimes you are being sick or being painful condition. So at that time, better not to follow the situation, and then you can consider about something to be happy, and you can consider about the time when you are healthy and happy. That is trying to escape ourselves from the bad situation. You know that if you are going to the dental clinics, and on the bed of on the chair of the dental clinics, is not comfortable, not really comfortable, because I have experience in some days before that not really comfortable. If we are following that situation, not easy to keep our mind in the clear state. So better not to follow that present situation, and we can think about something, forgetting this situation, and also we can think, this is the process of materiality. Whatever happening to the materialities, let it be. And we can think, because our mind, is very powerful, and we can ignore for some condition, but if very strong, it's not easy. So when it is not easy, and you have to remind yourself, I'm doing that, like keeping the wise intention, not because of it is easy to do. Although it is difficult, I must do it. And you can encourage yourself. And I hope you are successful in every moment of your life. Okay.
Okay, dear Bante, sometimes when we observe around, we can see many people, because of their understanding and some habits, they are doing some actions and creating a lot of unwholesome karma repeatedly. It's very obvious to us when we see others, but it is not obvious to them. In this kind of situation, how can we help others? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so I think that because of their understanding, or because of their, how to say, their the misunderstanding, right? There's this some habits. They are doing some action. Yes, we can see. And also we can have in some ways also letting them know about the true nature of the process, what happened. And sometimes, you know, the people are strongly hold their understanding in other way, you know, they're not there as a realities happening. So we cannot have, because, you know, their life also happening due to their condition. But if we want to have them, we need to try to have them for themselves. They have to understand what is happening, and also the cause and effect relationship, to let them know what is going. But sometimes if they are they have the strongly attachment to doing that, and they themselves cannot change it. And the only thing is the knowledge about the true nature can help them to change themselves. Otherwise, you know, that they will not follow. They will not follow our advice, our help, or they will not accept our help. So, and you can train your mind. Sometimes, you know, that you can train your mind to influence toward them. You know, the strong loving kindness. Under the influence of strong loving kindness, he may change. You know, but as you know, like in case of the believer Devadatta, he could not change. He could not follow even under the influence of the Buddha's loving kindness. You know, it is not working, because the force accumulated in long times, very powerful. It is working. That is why we cannot have some time. But anyway, we have to try to help, to letting them know what is good and what is beneficial. Okay.
Thank you, Bante. There's another question. Vandami Sador, good evening. Please, Sador, advise, is it correct and possible to say Nibbana in daily life? And how do right understanding that sentence? Thank you very much, Sador. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Nibbana in daily life, it is called the, you know, that in one understanding about that is the Saubhadisisa Nibbana is for the Araha who already attained the enlightenment and experience in the experience by the Palachita, fruition consciousness, and Nirodha Samapatti. But Nirodha Samapatti is a rare case. But here, it does not seem to refer to that Nibbana, Saubadhisisa Nibbana. So Nibbana in daily life, reference to the one Nibbana is taken down. The meaning of Nibbana is taken down to the mundane level. It's not reference to the ultimate peace of ultimate realities of Nibbana. The one Nibbana originally, or the literal meaning of Nibbana is the flaming out. So it's so flame off mean they are like a extinguishing of the fire. So raga, they are craving, attachment, dosa, anger, and delusion, moha. If they flame off, so if not given the opportunity to give rise, taking place by wholesome, etc. At that time, there's no more attachment or craving, and no more anger, etc. That is considered as the flaming out of the craving, flaming out of the anger, etc. In this way, the people are using that word nibbana for that purpose of, for that meaning. That type of meaning can be in daily life. So flaming out of the unwholesome manifestos or defilements. They are the nibbana in daily life, but the ultimate reality of nibbana cannot be in daily life. You know, that is the final emancipation of, that is the anupadisisa nibbana after death. And saubadhisisa nibbana at the time of the mega consciousness, phala consciousness, etc. So this sentence can be understood, the nibbana, the one nibbana is not referring to the ultimate reality, the fourth ultimate reality. It is just the similar meaning of the extinguishing of the defilements, etc. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante. There's one more question. Bhante, to see reality, one needs to have manasikara. How can one have manasikara through Abhidhamma knowledge? How to improve and sustain the yoniso manasikara? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, some specific condition for the arising of yoniso manasikara is associating with the wise person, listening the Dhamma or the explanation about the true nature or the good quality of the mind, like a loving kindness, etc. Cause and effect relationship, that kinds of Dhamma from them. And also keeping oneself in, how to say that, out of this mostly suffering, in the suffering condition to be suffer. So in this way, we can find the opportunity for the arising of manasikara in mental process. So through the Abhidhamma knowledge, considering or reflecting a cause and effect relationship, and due to the good condition, the good result, like this. So reflecting on that, considering or applying our way of our thought toward the reality, the process of reality with their condition. So we can keep our we can have the right understanding. So through the right understanding, using the Abhidhamma knowledge, we can have the manasikara or yoniso manasikara, and also the improvement of the sustained yoniso manasikara. So also that just need to develop your understanding about the reality, and you have to improve yourself by the teaching of the Buddha. So this is how the Buddha taught and this is how I experience, how I understand, and you can encourage yourself to improve your wise reflection and good attitude toward the every events or everything you encounter in your daily life. So reflecting on the realities.
Don't stop.
Okay.
Vandami Bante, this question has been reflecting in my mind many times. We just do the regular materiality work like housekeeping, sweeping floor, etc. It's not unwholesome if mindful on the work. Those still arise. This kind of situation, does it create any karma? Then if we wish to achieve Nibbana, it will be contradicting to the housekeeping work. How we should adjust ourselves? Sadhu, 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 Bante.
Okay, so this question in your daily life, and you have to work. So even in the monk life, the bhikkhu life, we have to work, the monastic work, and they're not much different if you are not clinging to the events and life. So you are doing the regular performance in your life. So if you aware, that they are there, if you aware on that, if you can put aside the clinging and craving, disappointing, like this. So with the clear mind, with the awareness, you are doing that. And also you can add some kindness if you are doing this housekeeping, etc. And that were beneficial not only for you, for your family member and for your visitors, etc. So, and you can develop the loving kindness too. In this way, it is not, we can say it is not unwholesome. And we can say it is wholesome. So if it is not unwholesome, if the action is doing that, the active karma. So if it is not unwholesome, it can be wholesome. So in wholesome side, you can develop toward the Nibbana. So developing loving kindness, then later you can cut off by the power of the wholesome condition, and then you can cut off the attachment. Then you can attain the Nibbana through the your reflection, wise reflection on the ultimate reality. And later, your mind after development of some stages, and then you can focus the ultimate reality directly, and then you can see the changing, and you understand the anicca, impermanent, etc. In that way, you can develop your power of insight knowledge, and you can attain Nibbana. So living in the household life, it is not far from the Nibbana. And if you know how to apply yourself in how to keep yourself in the wise reflection, and it is object as the insight knowledge. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bante. Another question. Padami Bante, referring to the previous lesson, is it correct to interpret Nibbana as a different form of existence because Nibbana is described as a peaceful mental phenomenon? Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, the Nibbana as a different form of existence. Actually, Nibbana is different from existence. We can say that out of the existence, actually, Nibbana does not have any form or any time limitation, etc. That's why we can say Nibbana, we can interpret Nibbana as the reality or the peaceful state out of the existence. Okay. Here in the peaceful mental state, mental phenomena does not refer to, we cannot or think comparing to the conditional mental phenomena, because the conditional mental phenomena of consciousness and mental factors are different from the unconditional reality of Nibbana. So we cannot apply our knowledge of conditional mentality to unconditional mentalities or Nibbana. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Bante. One last question, Bante. Dear Bante, today is the last lesson for level 2. Could Bante briefly guide us on how to revise the level 1 and 2 during the break time? What are the key parts we need to learn and focus on? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, so the key is just to enumerate first, and by following the test explanation, and then you can enumerate the category of the consciousness manifestos. So as I mentioned this in this lesson, in each chapter the focus is there. So for the first chapter, the enumeration of analyzing in different types of the consciousness, and there are the second chapter, the manifestos are grouping, are categorized into grouping, different groups, 3 groups, and then if you become the comfortable to understand the categorization of the consciousness and manifesta, and you start how their communication come and how they arise together. So be comfortable in studying Abhidhamma. They are not, they're out of the, they are not the separate object. They are inside our life, inside ourselves. So if you apply and if you analyze your Abhidhamma teaching, if you analyze your reality through the books, then it becomes easier. Then for the mental process, and just to see the better to print out our slides, then you can take a note for some explanation. Then you can keep this information for a long time. The breaking, if you repeat, if you can make the some more repetition, it will last long. Now here, actually, my way of explanation is just to comprehend you about the Abhidhamma teaching through the comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma and Abhidhamma Sangha. But actually, the exam system apply more, how to say, the explanation. So what, for example, what really mean the Vityaka? So Vityaka is the manifesta which make like this something. So this is the more explanation we can find in the explanation book, or like Abhidhamma Sangha explains. The comprehensive manual of Abhidhamma explain in some instant, but the exam system, for the exam system, it is enough. Now, for more understanding, you need to expand your knowledge, applying the classification and considering the association, how they arise together according to the nature. Then the process and the thinking about the chapter 5 occupied with the explanation of the plane of existence and what happening in the plane of existence, the being, etc., and the cause and effect relationship. Then for this chapter 6, it is quite easy, only the classification of materiality. So I think you can review the video recording and just make yourself comfortable and taking note. It is not much difficult, I think. So I think you can do that. Okay, let's make aspiration and let's share our merit to all beings. Please repeat after me. Imina punya kamena.
Imina punya kamena.
Mami pala samagamo.
Mami bala samagamo.
Satam samagamo hotu.
Satam samagama hotu.
Yawa nibbana padiya.
Yawani banapatiya.
Idame bunyam.
Idame punyam.
Asawakaya vaham hotu.
Asawakayam waham hotu.
Idame bunyam.
Idame punyam.
Nibbana sapachayo hotu.
Nibbanasa pachaya hotu.
Mama Bunya Bhagam
Mama punya bhagam.
Tabasadanam Bhajemi
Sabasatanam bhajami.
Te Sabe
Te sabe.
Me Samam
Me samam.
Punya Bhagam Labantu.
Punya bhagam labantu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.